Hi, I'm Jonathan. And I'm inviting you to come and spend the day with me. About 3 years ago I moved to Richmond with my family. The reason we picked Richmond was partly because it's quite close to central London. It's only about 10 miles to the office, and it's also very close to Heathrow, so it's helpful for getting around all our other offices. So right now I'm on my way down to the train station, which is just a few minutes walk, and then from there I can get a 15-minute train into central London, so it's an easy journey in the morning. So I was involved in the setting up of the offshore wind business in 2010, and I've been involved in running it ever since then. And it's really been a remarkable story of growth, because when we first pulled the global offshore wind business together, we'd spent about €6 million looking at various projects around Europe. And with the recent announcements that we made to the investors in February of this year, we've announced that we're going to be a business actually by the end of this decade of €6 billion. You look at the management team, it's made up of people from different backgrounds, different cultures. If you look right through the project teams and the technical teams, it's the very same thing. And we don't work with a British culture or a Spanish culture. We work with a culture that works for our business, and it's a culture made up of people who are really passionate and enthusiastic about the projects that we build.
Pues Jonathan, la verdad es que es alguien con quien es muy fácil trabajar porque es terriblemente accesible. Es una persona que, a pesar de su formación de abogado, tiene una visión muy profunda del negocio.
So we are very active in driving the industry forward, and I personally am quite involved in a number of ways. I sit on the Offshore Wind Industry Council alongside the UK Energy Minister. I also chair the Offshore Wind Programme Board, which is a body that's really there to drive down cost and remove barriers to offshore wind. I sit as the chairman of the G9 Health and Safety Body, which is very important because if we're going to do anything in offshore wind, we're absolutely insistent that we can do it safely. I also happen to be the chairman of the Offshore Renewable Energy Catapult. It's a government-funded innovation body, again looking at how we innovate to drive costs down and make this technology more efficient. You might think I don't enjoy the company of my family because I'm spending so much time doing all this other stuff, but to me it's very important because this is an industry I feel really passionate about, and I think it's really important that we're seen to be leading from the front.
The next station is Westminster. Mind the gap.
We're standing outside the House of Parliament, and I'm about to go in for a meeting of the Offshore Wind Industry Council in one of the parliamentary committee rooms. It's a meeting that's chaired by the Energy Minister in the UK with all the leaders of the different offshore wind companies. And the purpose of this Industry Council is really to talk about policy issues and industrial issues that really affect the offshore wind agenda. So let's see how it goes. Let's hope we have a good meeting. Thanks very much. We finished the Offshore Wind Industry Council meeting. I think the Energy Minister was very pleased to hear the progress that we're making as an industry on costs. Very happy to see what we're doing with East Anglia ONE and all the progress we're making there, but as always, we've got some homework to do. There we go. Very quietly, like this. Remember your brake when you get to the bottom? She knows what she's doing. Go!
Do you try and get me? Got you.
Moving away from quite a nice life in Glasgow wasn't a simple decision when you got a young family, but we've actually ended up with a really nice life here in Richmond. Feels like its own little village. So you've got all this, the river, there's a fantastic park with deer in it, great schools and nurseries for the kids, so we're really happy. He took it right out of my hands. We've reached the end of the day and I'm on my way to Heathrow now, which is about 20 minutes from Richmond. We're going to La Coruña in the north of Spain and then down to Cadiz in the south to see the huge structures that have been manufactured for our Vikinga project. It's quite amazing to see what it means in the local area, because these contracts have breathed life into these Spanish shipyards that otherwise were struggling. So it's a phenomenal story, not just for us, but for Navantia and for these Spanish coastal communities.